If I started plumbing today, no tools, no gear, just $500, here's exactly how I'd spend it. Well, the first thing you need isn't tools, it's a plan. So what most people do, they do wrong. They go out and spend $500 on the wrong gear. Now, my mindset, leverage relationships, hustle jobs, and then buy smart. Now, if you stay till the end, I'm going to tell you what relationships I would leverage and how I would do it to make my company grow and grow fast. But let's start out with what I would buy with $500. So first of all, I'm going to break it down into 3 tiers. Tier 1 are your must-haves, your basics. And right here, I'm probably going to spend about $300. So this is going to be tools that I have to have in order to get my work done. A pipe wrench. The pipe wrench is so I can work on gas lines, so I can work on things like that. And I would probably want an 18-inch. It's big enough that I can do a good gas line with it, but it's also small enough that I can use it in a tighter place if I need to. Maybe not as much fun, but that's going to give me one big enough that I can get the leverage that I need. Now, the adjustable wrench, look, that's something we can use all the time. The adjustable pliers, that's something every plumber carries in his pocket each and every day. Now, I like my small ones, I like my big ones. So I would go probably a medium-sized here, something that is going to let me get in and do the work that I need to do, but it's also going to be big enough to give me leverage and let me do some bigger things with it if I need to. Now, the utility knife I may or may not need. I carry a multi-tool with me everywhere I go. So some of these things I could even get rid of. But a utility knife is something that does come in handy. The tape measure, the level, those are things that we need each and every day. One of the biggest problems people get red tags for is backfall. That's one of the biggest complaints by inspectors across the country. Well, to be honest, we should all have a level in our pocket. I know that we think we can just look at it and say, oh yeah, that's plumb. Yeah, not necessarily. Some of y'all might have your head tilted just a little bit. And then the tubing cutters. Now, I would probably go maybe a medium size. You might go the larger size. That allows you to do tubing under lavatories, sinks, things like that. But these are basic tools, and I would probably spend about $300 here. I'm not going to go overboard, and I'm not going to buy crazy things. But here's the thing too. I want you to think about this. Do you buy all new tools? Because if I was just starting out, I probably wouldn't. I'd maybe want a new tape measure, a new level, things like that. But these other things I could probably pick up at a pawn shop, pick up at a garage sale. Start looking around now. Now, I didn't include basic PPE, and we're actually shooting this during safety week, and PPE is a big deal. If I was starting for myself, I would want to make sure that I have gloves and glasses. Now, if I was going to work for somebody else, which some of y'all, when you lose your business or you want to start a business, you need to work from other people to learn how to do it, and they're going to supply gloves and glasses. But safety is something you never want to forget. Again, for the tier 1, I stuck to $300 or under. Now, next, business essentials, and I'm probably going to go $100 here. I'm going to need maybe a new work shirt, maybe something logoed. New jeans, if I need one good, clean pair of jeans to go out and do the thing that I'm going to do to make my phone ring. Boots. Now, look, you're not going to get a good pair of jeans, a good shirt, and boots for under $100. So you're going to have to be careful and hopefully wear some stuff that you have. But you're going to have to think about business cards or some kind of a social media setup. Now, the social media thing is something that you can do for free. Start a Facebook page. Start a Facebook page under the name of your company. Start a YouTube channel. You know, I've heard that works pretty good. Now, number 3, I'm going to hold back $100. Now, this is for an emergency. Maybe there's something that I need to rent. Maybe there's, gas. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get that first call in, but to be honest, it's not going to take me very long. But then you've got it for an emergency. You've got it for a tool rental. That $100 left over gives you breathing room. Now, let's jump into where I'd get the work. Now, there's a lot of different things that you could do. You could reach out to other plumbing companies and say, hey, can I subcontract some work from you? Other contractors, they may be busy when you're not. So reaching out to a company that has a good reputation, that way if you're coming in subbing work from them, they see you doing it good, that's a good thing too. On your Facebook page that hopefully you started, put information out there. Hey, we're specializing in water heaters this week. You never know when somebody's water heater goes out and they may see it and give you a call. Now, there's other places you can go like Craigslist or Nextdoor. For me, to be honest, I would never waste my time on something like that. Nextdoor and Craigslist, that's probably not the customers that I'm looking for. But one thing you could do is drop into a plumbing supply house to network. Meet the other plumbers coming in and say, hey guys, look, any of y'all ever get too busy or you need a hand, man, reach out to me. I'm here. To be honest, I would install toilets for $50 if it got me back in the game. But here's what I would do. Here is exactly what I would do. That $100 that I saved, I would start going to real estate offices and go in and ask them, may I come in and teach your agents why a sewer water test is one of the most important things you can do? Because a sewer water test is something that the home inspector doesn't do, and I always point that out. Oh, by the way, you know home inspectors don't check this out. Now here in Texas, they can run a camera down it, but most of them are afraid to because they know if they get that camera stuck, guess what? They're going to have to call a real plumber. Why we ever let them do that, I have no idea. But here's the thing. Get in and talk to people that can introduce you to several people. If I can make one good connection with the real estate agent, they can refer me 10 to 20 customers a year. That's 10 to 20 customers I don't have to get out and meet one-on-one. But another thing is a networking event. Go to networking events. Join the Chamber of Commerce if you can do it free. Attend it for a while. See what it's like. But there are some big mistakes to avoid here too. Remember what I said earlier, buying everything new? Everything doesn't have to be new. To be honest, you can get most of what you need from garage sales and pawn shops, and that's where I'd start. And then spend less on the gear that you don't use every day. A pipe wrench, I could take an old ragged pipe wrench, clean it up, and make it work for a while. But a tape measure, that's something I'm going to use every single day. I want something that looks good and something that's going to work and get me through everything that I need to do. Here's the deal. Waiting until it's perfect instead of starting out small is not the right way to start a business. Understand in the beginning, you are small. You don't have much. You're going to have to figure out your truck, your van. You're going to have to figure out a lot of things. Me, luckily, I've always had a truck or a Jeep, and I've even worked out of my Jeep for a while. Another thing that you don't want to do is overpromise without having backup tools or help. Don't take on a job that's too big to do. If you don't have help, if you don't have the tools, it's going to hurt you in the long run. So here's the deal. Starting from zero doesn't mean staying there. All it takes is a small first move, and I just gave you several that can get you back in the game and get you going. So here's the deal. Do me a favor. Comment down below and let me know if you had $500 and you were starting over today, what would you do? How would you do it? And what would you buy? And if you love this video, I definitely think you're going to like that one.